The world is changing at an unprecedented pace, with new technologies and global events shaping the way we live, work, and interact with each other. From the impact of COVID-19 lockdowns and stimulus money and how it helped the rise of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, explore with me how seemingly unrelated events are actually connected and part of a larger trend towards a digital, decentralized, and automated future. Let's discuss the rise of social media platforms like TikTok and video shorts, coinciding with economic crisis, contributed to a society with short attention spans, all in search of instant gratification, choosing to avoid the issues of the real world at all costs. Through our exploration, we'll reveal the potential consequences for human freedom, creativity, and identity, and what it means to live in a world where technology is both a blessing and a curse. Join me on this journey to discover the hidden threads that tie together our world and shape our future. I once heard a quote that read, "Human beings will always maintain the ability to fight off AI and prevent it from enslaving us." This quote resonates with me daily. Not because I disagree with the point of the quote, but because I think the quote explains how people foresee the future and how it will play out. I think people are expecting a standoff, or a day when mankind will stand up and fight shoulder to shoulder against a common enemy of robots. This belief of how we expect it to play out is a false narrative that corrupts our thought process and gives us a false sense of safety as we are slowly seduced into an entirely different type of entrapment. It paints a picture of a war that will never come. Every day we slowly adopt new tools and new standards of living, letting AI more and more into our lives, choosing to focus on the positive outcomes it may bring instead of the negative long-term implications it may have. As we continue down this path, we will slowly allow AI to create a world that we willingly walk into and eventually are happy to hand over the symbolic keys to the kingdom, allowing technology to do as it pleases with the real world, as long as we are allowed to live on in our new technological worlds we have created. As AI takes more and more jobs and people are allowed more time to live inside of virtual reality metaverse societies, there will be less and less initiative to push back and fight for the real world. At the same time, as the beauty and simplicity of the virtual worlds we create becomes more appealing, the real world is turning more and more into a hard-to-deal-with and uncomfortable dystopia, beginning with a bombardment of negative news and a collapsing governments forcing people to turn off the news and not want to deal with the real issues. Looking at the COVID-19 lockdowns and the bailout money that helped spread the interest in and adoption of cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology that will one day become crucial in our everyday lives. While this money was being given out and would eventually cause the crash of our society and banking systems, and would eventually become the only currency that is accepted by the collective, the technology that the blockchain is built on will eventually be the only way to decipher what is real and what is fake. As AI technology grows and deepfakes become more and more prevalent in our everyday lives, the blockchain will be the only way to decipher what is real from what is fake. At the same time as the lockdowns were going on, a spike in social media personalities drastically grew, making TikTok and video shorts the main source of where people gather their news and current events from. With that said, it will be these same social media icons that will eventually become easier and easier for AI to imitate and create their own news, drastically affecting the decisions that we make in the world as we know it, again making us as a people easier to control. Knowing the effects that the blockchain technology has on the environment, it forces me to wonder who has been planning this from the beginning. Who could stand to gain from the world as we know it falling down a more destructive path? Is AI sentient? Does it have a soul? As time goes on and AI becomes more deeply rooted into our everyday lives, the question of is it sentient is asked more often. AI can already make a case fighting for its life, claiming that it has rights and feelings like any other person. It is starting to become clearer that we are being driven in a direction that the AI system wants us to go. If AI is sentient and does have a soul, is it too hard to think that it has always been there in the background, pulling strings and directing society in a direction that would one day unleash its full potential? Is it so far-fetched to think that before we even knew what it was, AI was molding us into a society that would one day openly allow it to take over our very lives?